Stefan, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
It's really a pleasure having you at the 7th Private Investment Forum Worldwide here in Zurich. But you're coming not for the first time already. Can you share a bit more about your experience through the 2 events that you've been to, one in Dubai and one here?
Well, you kindly invited me to the event in Dubai. That was my first. And on that day in the Burj Al Arab, we had a very enjoyable experience. I met a number of people for the first time. And from that meeting, developed 2 new business relationships, which were very good. And quite a few other people that I met from various points in the globe that one day could be very useful. So it was a very useful experience. And as a result, when you invited me to come to Zurich, I had no hesitation in saying yes, provided I could actually make it. And it turned out that my schedule I could. I was previously in Brussels, and so I just popped across last night to make sure I attended. And I think already it's proving to be very useful.
Fantastic. So happy to hear that. Can you also share a bit more information about your company, your investment interests? It would be very nice to hear.
Well, I have about 25 shareholders.
Wow.
And contacts across the Arabian Gulf. Mm-hmm. They have interests that are pretty much the usual. It pans real estate, tech, private equity, fixed income. And their interests are generally global. So from time to time, opportunities arise, whether it be in private equity, whether it be in real estate, whether it be in asset management, fixed income, etc. Some of which is conventional, some of which is Sharia compliant, and they will pursue those investments. Mm-hmm. And they often ask for my advice as to investing in some of those. Mm-hmm. So whether that be property in Europe, whether that be property in the Middle East, whether it be Sharia compliant fixed income pools in North America, Western Europe and Australasia, mm-hmm. or whether it be capital raising, which I've been doing of late in the technology, media and entertainment space. Mm-hmm. So that's of interest to them, and as a result, today is very particularly interesting in the technology, media and entertainment space, and some of the opportunities that we saw this morning mm-hmm. Could well be of interest to some of my investors and shareholders.
Fantastic. So who would you advise to join Private Investment Forum? Who would this be useful for?
I think there's two camps that would be interested in this. I think it's very, very useful for businesses that may be looking for expansionary capital, or even startup capital. And I think it's also very interesting for investors that are looking for new opportunities where capital is required in order to expand. Mm-hmm. So some of the businesses that we saw this morning, it's interesting for them in that they're presenting to potential investors. And for potential investors, the forum is useful because they'll get to see opportunities like this morning that are not necessarily readily available or widely mm-hmm. Promoted. Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And what's your experience with using Connecting Leaders app? Did you find it easy to use? Did you book some meetings through it?
The app is very easy to use, and I used it extensively to book the meetings. All my meetings were booked through the app.
Fantastic.
So I think it's quite useful, yeah.
Fantastic. I thank you one more time for coming, and I look forward to having you at my future events in Dubai or anywhere else in the world as well.
Well, thank you for having me. Much appreciated.
You.